All right, we're live with Ksenia, and we are going to look at her Sun Jupiter conjunction in the fourth house, Capricorn. You see the screen, right, Ksenia?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, very good. So let's start talking about where you're from, Pervoralsk. You don't live there anymore. What is your
I
relationship
don't.
to Russia, to Pervoralsk? Do you go back?
I was born there. It's quite a small city in Ural. It's an industrial region. Everybody is born, go to school, the same school in the small city. You don't have many schools there, right? And then they go work on the same factory or plant or whatever. That's the story of most of the people in the city, but I knew since I was a very small child that's not how I will live. I knew somehow I will live abroad. I absolutely was picturing myself leaving the city and going elsewhere. So that's how it happened. Uh, I studied abroad, and I then married a foreigner, different religion, and I am since then moving countries actually until I found my place in the UAE. So I live here 12 years already. Yeah, and I love it. So yeah, I do. Of course, I still have my relatives there, and I do go there sometimes, but I don't feel that I have, that I'm related much to the place I was born.
Okay, immediately when you said that it's a small city and most people go to the factory. It's an industrial city. So you grew up in that environment that is very industrial. Do you see the Capricorn in that?
Oh yes, it's very Capricorn. It's a very demanding climate, I would say. It's very cold winter, it's very
Mm.
long winter, mountains, very Capricornian. I love mountains, by the way. I live near the beach. Ask me how many times I went to the beach. I can count it in fingers on one hand. I love
Why?
mountains. Have and energized by being in the mountains. So yeah, it's a very Capricorn. It's a very um, bad weather, very climate, very cold, long winter, -35. Yeah, so yeah, it is actually wow. Never thought of that.
How did you what can you say about your family growing up? Who were they? How did they live?
So it's a very simple family. My father died when I was 10. I believe you can see it in my chart as well. So I stayed with my mom. I have great relationships with my grandparents from both sides, and I love them. I am only child in the family,
Hmm.
and then we moved to Ukraine in 90s, in the 90s, and then from there my journey started to so I moved actually quite early from the how I was imagining that. I actually moved first to Ukraine, and I lived there 15 years in Ukraine, and then I studied in Germany and so on. So that's the short
You
story.
said you were very close to your grandparents.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you say more about that?
Well, because my when I was born, my parents were only 18 and they studied in the university. So obviously they were very young, and plus they were still students and they didn't have much time for me. And this Slavic culture, maybe babushka and all. So I don't remember my parents until I was age of 7, until we moved to Ukraine, because I was all the time surrounded but by their unwavering love, and care. And then when I experience to live with my parents, I was shocked that somebody can be strict and demanding, because I was allowed to do everything and I had everything when I lived with my grandparents.
Okay. Do you see the Sun, Jupiter, Capricorn in that?
Um, you mean like grandparents thing, yeah?
Yeah, because Capricorn would be the elderly, whereas the Sun would be who you spend your time with every day, and Jupiter would be all the amazing experiences and the beautiful relationship that you ended up having with them. And inevitably, I guess they also cultivated you. I guess they told you many stories about Russia. Can you say more about what it's like to grow up with grandparents?
It was amazing, as I said. I was the center of attention. I was the only granddaughter. Okay, so I was loved dearly, taken care of, and especially the grandfather from my father's side. He was Leo. The grand, amazing love of Leo. I was showered with it. He was, he even used to call me my daughter. So not my granddaughter. This is my daughter. And he was, when I was born, he was 43 years old. He was so young, good looking, and it was so uncommon in Soviet Union in 80s, yeah, in end of 80s, that men would walk with a stroller with kids. It was
Mm,
so uncommon, and he was, especially in our small city, and he probably was the one and only who was taking a stroller, taking me, and walking around the main street. Everybody would stop and talk to him about that. So it was like that. It was amazing time, and then it was a stark contrast when I had to stay with my parents, because it was absolutely like, upside down. My mom is very strict, and it was nothing like that after that.
you said it was 7 when your parents they were in university until then, or
Yeah, they were so I was born when I was 18, when they were 18 years old. When they finished university, and the 90s started, and the difficult times started, the collapse of Soviet Union. So they decided to move to Ukraine.
uh-huh. But that's when you were
In
7 years old, is that right?
Yes, 1992.
Uh-huh. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I just want to briefly open your progressions because
Mm-hmm.
obviously. All right. So you can see that in 1992, the sun had just entered Aquarius, had just progressed into Aquarius,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So he changed signs in your 4th house.
Sorry?
The sun progressed into a new
Yeah.
sign
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
4th
yeah.
house, and that's when you move countries into Ukraine, and that's
Yes.
also when you move away from being with your grandparents. The other thing that's interesting about that for me is that if you think about that the sun in progressions is separating from Jupiter at this point and
Yeah, yeah.
already entering a new sign from Jupiter, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you grew up in the first years with the Sun Jupiter conjunction. There you were adored by your grandparents and you were the only child, so you were given all the love in the world, right? So you were the big deal in the family, Sun Jupiter, 4th house. And then when the sun progressed out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, you moved to another country, right? And of course, Aquarius has to do with countries because it's a fixed air sign.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a new
Interesting.
culture, new
Yeah.
surroundings, new people around, new language. Maybe at that time they spoke Russia in Ukraine. I
They
don't know.
spoke Russian, but yeah, I learned a new language. I learned Ukrainian in school, and yeah, it was pretty big change. Not big. The country was pretty similar, but the everything else around it was pretty big change for me.
Okay. Okay. And you said your father died when you were 10.
Yes. In 1995.
Okay, so that was pretty quick after you moved to Ukraine.
Yes, it was. It was.
And then what?
Uh,
Your mother stayed alone.
my mom stayed alone. Then I had a stepfather.
Uh-huh.
My father was a Capricorn, and my stepfather a Capricorn too.
Okay, interesting.
My mom had a type,
Okay. Including you. Yeah.
including
Yeah,
me.
that's
Yeah.
right. Okay. And were they, by the way, another thing that comes up is just the Sun Jupiter conjunction, that growing up the first 7 years, your parents were in university. They were getting
Yeah.
educated, right? So that was the big story that was at the center of everything that's happening in the family unit. The reason you're with your grandparents is because Sun Jupiter, your parents are at school every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did they
Exactly.
study, by the way?
Some technological thing in Polytechnic University, something, the hard to explain technical things, both of them.
Okay. It sounds very Capricorn in that case, if it's technical.
I think more, my mom's side definitely more Virgo. It's something with measuring, with, the precise things like that. I think more Virgo in that case.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are you educated in?
Okay, so my first education is very, very Libra art historian.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yes. I am very good at languages also, and I thought I will go like an interpreter. And my second education, I'm a journalist. I studied in Germany journalism. It was my dream, but my parents and everybody, my mom and my family was saying journalism is not for women. It's very demanding. You will never have time for the family. Always traveling, always out and about. So it was my dream, but then art history, whatever. It was interesting, but I fulfilled my dream of studying journalism, and then I got disappointed in it, and now I'm working as a real estate agent, obviously in the UAE.
Oh, okay. Art history.
Yeah,
Capricorn.
you think
Capricorn,
so?
especially Jupiter. Well, yeah, because I would agree that it's Libra as well, right? So if we bring in the moon, we see that they're in fact square. What does it mean to study art history, actually? What do you study, in fact?
You study all these periods in the art history, the Renaissance and Baroque and all of it. You work a lot in museums. Like,
Do
it's
you
a
feel
lot of,
Capricorn? You work a lot in
yeah, yeah,
museums.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
study
You
different periods.
keeper of time. Yeah, it's something about the past
Ah,
and all of this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I loved it. I loved it, but it's so impractical because you can never earn money, much money. Yeah, you enjoy, but it's very little money.
okay, I see. Which is why you didn't pursue it, I guess.
Yes, I decided it's enough for me. I was doing my master degree and I dropped out because I was done. Like, I thought I'm just wasting my time and it's not something I would be doing professionally. And then I had this chance to study journalism, so I did go that path, my dream.
Hmm. Why did you get disappointed?
Well, I thought, oh my God, I will change the world with truth and freedom of speech and all of that. But it's
Mm,
actually not the case. I realized it there. That's not the case. So again, I dropped, not dropped out, I completed and I worked a little bit in media. And then the Uranus transit came and I got married and got pregnant in the span of 4 months.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, and yeah, I met my ex now husband abroad, and we I don't know, fell in love and got married super fast. We met in 4 months, we got married, and then I immediately got pregnant. So it was like that.
Uh-huh. Okay, that makes me think about the cardinal, the moon sun square and the cardinal signs that you just meet, marry, pregnancy, all very quickly.
Okay.
Okay. And you're not together anymore. Okay.
We are not together, but we are still in good relationships. Yeah, we have 2 kids. So,
Uh-huh. Okay. And so what can you say about the way you raised your kids together?
uh, I have fifth house in Aquarius, right? So
Okay.
imagine that kind of parent I am. I am very freedom loving. I'm not a helicopter parent at all. I give lots of freedom. I'm more like a sibling to them than actually their mother. You know, we have a lot of fun. I'm busy person. I'm working mother, so I am, I give them lots of freedom, lots of self-expression, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay. There's an image coming. It's like a castle.
Like you mean our
Okay.
family?
Yeah, I would like to
Yeah.
understand now about because you said you work as a real estate agent and also
Yeah.
that you live in the UAE.
Yeah.
So, since when do you work in real estate?
11 years
Uh,
since 2015.
Do you work only in like as an agent or do you work in construction as well?
I have now, since 2 years, my own real estate agency. So it's brokerage. It's purely sale and rent of the properties.
Sell and rent. So you acquire properties and then you sell them or
I
you rent.
work as a mediator, a real estate broker, that kind. So I represent clients who want to buy or sell, and I commission based work.
Okay, and I guess it's for like expensive properties if you're in Abu Dhabi.
Yes, middle range to VIP properties. Yes.
Okay. Do you feel the Sun, Jupiter, and the fourth house in that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a real estate themes, right?
Yeah. And
Yes.
more importantly, that you're the mediator, there comes the moon in Libra. You're the broker.
It helps me a lot because you need so much emotional intelligence, sometimes even more than knowledge of the properties, especially to work with the very high level VIP clients. And it helps me so much. I
And
understand them instantly, every single different person, I know the approach.
okay. And I guess there's a lot of negotiation involved. You have to figure out what they want. You have to
Yeah,
make some
yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
concessions. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. And
Mm-hmm.
I always know, and it's important what to say, what not to say, where to stay silent, how to say it, and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. You said there's something that struck out. It's about understanding the properties themselves, knowledge about the properties.
Yeah.
So, is it like location, what they're made out of? Can you say more about that?
Uh,
How
well,
they're
yes,
built?
it's obviously location. This is, and their value, the p- how much they can grow in value over time as well, as an asset, this kind of things. But more, it's it's also very client based. I look at the client, and sometimes they come for one property and I see them and I know that they need something else, something like that.
Okay.
I think
Um,
my Mars in Pisces and Venus in Pisces, they come here very intuitive understanding of what to do and what people need.
well, that okay. Can you describe maybe like an interaction you might have with a client? Like what because what I wanted to understand is when you're talking to them about the properties, do you have to know So the kitchen has this kind of wood and there's this kind of marble in it, but we can replace it like this. And if you want to work with a company that can do this, and is it like that? Am I imagining correctly?
Part of it, yes. Part of it, yes. So you can, like, yeah, absolutely. You need to know the technical details, characteristics, and specs of the property. Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
that's what I was trying to get at because there is the Sun, Jupiter, Capricorn, right? You
Mm,
focus on the properties, how they're built, what they're made from, what each space is made from,
yeah.
what kind of
Yes.
materials are being used, all the different materials. And I guess you also have to be intelligent about um, which of your properties would fit your client best.
Yeah, yeah, yes. You can imagine, you need to see them and imagine them in this property and according to their requirements. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and I guess when you work with let's say VIP clients, and also because you live in a country, the UAE, I
Yeah.
imagine there's more of traditionalism in your interactions with those people.
Uh, I work with different clients, not only the locals, the Arabs, the UAE. I work with international clients as well. But I see, I live in Abu Dhabi, not in Dubai, and Abu Dhabi is more of traditional, yeah, more of, not Dubai like at all. There is a lot more tradition, a lot more rigidity, maybe we could say that. And I love it. Obviously, I
Sun,
love it.
Jupiter, Capricorn in the
Yeah,
fourth, right? Which makes me think you probably also live in a, I don't know, nice apartment or a nice house,
yeah,
right?
yes.
So again, Sun, Jupiter, fourth house.
For me, apartment where I live is super important. It should,
Okay, can you say
yeah.
more about that?
It should be designed by me. All the
Ah,
furniture and everything. It should be reflecting me. It should be
okay,
my cave, where I come back home from the long day with my kids and like that.
okay. Do you see again the Sun, Jupiter, Capricorn in the fourth? It has to be designed by you. Even you said the furniture, Capricorn.
Yeah, yeah, and I like this kind of leather couches and all that.
Yes. Yes. And different kinds of stuff, right? Like something that's uniquely built, maybe something that you even commissioned to be built for you.
I would love that. Yes, I would love that. But of course, I am always looking into some unique pieces when it comes to furniture. Something not like everybody else, white and gray and all of this. Something that has character. Yeah,
Okay, do you hear the Sun, Jupiter, Capricorn in the fourth?
I do. But I think it's a lot of Libra also. No.
Yeah, I would say, however, because it's furniture, I feel the Capricorn, especially because of the earth sign. So how
Mm,
something is built, what different materials it uses, something that has character, something that is old.
yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
wood
Yes,
and leather and all of this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. Okay. And especially that for you, it has to be something special, Jupiter, that reflects you, the sun, right? So having a home that expresses you very well, Sun, Jupiter, fourth house.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Do your kids still live with you?
Yeah. They are 14 and 8, so they still live with me.
Okay. Do you educate them yourself?
See, like myself, no, I wouldn't say so. I do, of course. I hope that the way I live and the way I move in this world educates them. We can always tell our kids you need to do this and that and behave like that. But if we don't behave like that and live like that, they will not believe us. So we need to be the own example for our kids. Our life should be an example for them, hopefully a good one. So I believe that the way I live educates them. Yeah, but I'm not like, this rigid parent, you need to do this and you need to, go there and like that. No, I'm not like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm feeling the Capricorn very much because the way you impart your wisdom is by role modeling. You show,
Yeah.
you act, you do, and that's what you impart.
Yeah, definitely. I can say I'm a proud mother because my both kids are very intelligent. They are very like, free. They are free. They can express themselves. They are allowed to not agree with my opinion and have their own opinion even at the age of 8. That's okay. I see that they are not
Mm.
even within interacting with other adults. I see that they don't feel, like they are somehow limited in the way they express themselves.
Okay, so being a parent is like a big, wonderful mission for you.
Yes, and I built this kind of system because, as I said, I'm a busy parent. I have my business and I am busy, and I would like to have my life as well. So it's like I am not always in their life from morning until, sunset,
Mm.
but my presence is there. Something like that. Yeah.
That's very interesting. So I'm hearing the Capricorn on one hand because you're a busy, busy mom and you're
Yeah.
involved in the real world and you're creating things in the real world. And what also struck me is you said you created this system. Can you say more about the system you created?
Well, I call it a system, but actually, it's I have a nanny who helps me. Yeah. So, and I have this kind of nanny, the perfect one. I absolutely can trust her, and she knows all her duties so well. I don't have to chase and follow up what she did, what she didn't do, because she knows everything. And I have that's the system. So everything designed to ease my life, so I can do my own thing. Let's call it this way. So I
Mhm.
I don't want to abandon myself. Some parents, they, like I said, helicopter parents. They always want to be there in their kids' life, chase them, be on top of everything. I'm not like that. I want to have my own life. I have my interests, and I want to have a lot of my time. That time for me. So I designed this so I don't have to do the small things that distract me from my life.
Okay. There's a few things. One of them is about how, let's say, in comparison to other parents, you have such a particular, strong, cultivated philosophy about parenting and family and keeping the house. That stands
Yeah.
out to me a lot in the Sun Jupiter Capricorn. The other part that you make yourself such a priority, even in the family unit, there I feel the Sun Jupiter very much.
Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I have to be a priority because I am the pillar. So I need to be happy first.
Hmm. Okay. And what other projects would you say you're kind of looking forward to developing at the moment? Or you're in the middle of right now?
I want to grow my agency in a very competitive market. That's now my number one priority. That's my and let's call it another child, yes. And plus I'm doing it all, no investors, no nothing, just me, myself, and I.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's the fourth house.
Yeah. And I had like a reading of my chart, and somebody told me you need a partnership. You need a partner. You need to do it with somebody. But I'm such a not easy person to do it with somebody. I always have my own vision how it should be like, and please nobody interfere.
Okay, do
You
you
can
hear the
of
Sun
course
Jupiter?
yeah.
Yeah? But you have your
Yeah,
own
yeah.
vision, please
I
nobody
have.
interfere. I want to
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. There is your opinion good, but there is my opinion, and
better.
better.
Okay,
Yes.
do you hear as well Sun Jupiter Capricorn?
Uh,
Growing your agency. That is like the
yeah.
big mission that you think about every day and you have vision and that's like your focus all the time to
Yeah,
build,
yeah.
build, build, build. Sun Jupiter Capricorn.
Yes. Definitely. Of
I guess
course, I have, but this you cannot build this. There are things you can influence, which is like your business and your family, but things like meeting somebody, in a personal life, that's just out of your hands.
yeah.
So
Well, I guess they told you about the partnership because of the moon in Libra and also because of your Libra rising. But
probably,
the thing is, of course, you are in partnership all the time because you can't build an agency on your own. You have employees that you have to think
yes,
about. You have
yeah,
your clients that you have to think about. You have to constantly arrange and cooperate and negotiate things with people around. So, of course, there is a lot of Libra going on.
yeah. That's a very difficult aspect in my life. This moon in Libra is always interfering.
Why?
Always this need to be nice, and
Uh-huh.
I don't believe this is very generic that Libras are nice. Libras are not nice. Cardinal sign,
Yeah,
Saturn exalting cannot be nice. Excuse me. We are nice until it suits us.
right. It's calculated. It's thoughtful.
Yeah.
It's considerate. It's thinking.
Yeah.
Very
But
clever.
this,
Strategic.
diplomatic, sometimes you want just to be a Capricorn and say everything what you think in their faces, but then Libra is like, no, wait, maybe.
Yeah.
And then the Venus and Pisces, oh, please,
Uh,
leave
I
me
get
alone.
it. It's like now I see it. You're the big visionary. You know exactly what you want to do. You're very convinced. You have your principles and you follow them carefully. But when you meet other people, it's harder to impose that on them.
Yeah, it is. It
I can
is.
see why you started your own agency without investors.
Oh, it would be a big conflict if I would be with somebody, because it's really hard for me to, yeah, to maybe that's my growth. I need to try to, or I don't need, I don't know, to do some partnership that actually works.
So you had that experience that it hasn't in previous.
So when I created my agency, I had a person with me. He wasn't in the documents and all. So because I knew that at some point we will fight. So he wasn't a signatory or anything in any documents, but he was like, let's say, my partner. And of course, he was telling his ideas, and I was like, thank you, but no,
Yeah.
thank you. And then, yeah, and then I fired him at some point. We're still friends, but he's, I don't think that
I
that's.
see. I
Mm,
get it. I see the sun Jupiter so much in the fourth house because
mm,
you're the visionary, you're very self-assured, you know what you're doing, you want it your way. And there comes the square to the moon in Libra, having to listen to someone and say, yes, that's nice. Oh, good idea.
kinda, yeah. And then plotting when I will fire them,
Yes.
And then the Venus in Pisces is like, oh, wait, no, he's your friend, and like that.
Okay. Okay, very good. Let's pause here for today. Okay. I even see your necklace looks a little bit like Saturn.
Really? Is it? It's just circular.
Yeah, but then there's like something going, it's almost like a
Ah,
ring.
it's like a pin. It's two. One is a pin and one is a circle. Like
Uh-huh.
two different, but
Okay.
maybe,
You see, it
maybe.
looks just like the like the planet with the ring around it. I
Ah,
totally
yeah,
see
yeah, yeah,
Saturn
yeah.
right
That's
there,
true. That's true.
right?
Wow. Accidentally, really.
Yeah. Okay. So, good. What do you think, or how do you feel?
Well, I had lots of insights, to be honest. I knew about this aspect somehow, again, generic, like what they write about it, big vision and optimism and all what they talk about this aspect, but I didn't know that how much it actually affected my life and shaped my life.
Okay, very good. All right, I'm going to stop recording and then you and I are going to talk for just another few minutes.
Okay,
All
sure.
right, so Ksenia and I are signing out.